What's up, guys, as well as you ladies? Hope you guys are having a great Thirsty Thursday. It is week 7 of the NFL season starting out tonight, and it's crazy because it seems like we were just sitting out here talking about Ty Nsekhe having heat exhaustion in training camp. Here we are, week number 7 of the NFL season. I'm going to watch, of course, Denver versus the Browns that have been decimated by injuries. Quite frankly, the Browns have to start worrying about, if they can't get these things turned around, that their season may not be that good, like they predicted. And it's amazing how so many of the predictions that they made, aren't coming true. But I'm out here with the fish, and you guys have seen the fish growing and interacting and everything else. Sadly, now that the seasons are changing, as we get deeper in the NFL season, the temperature is going down, and once the water temperature goes below about 55 degrees, they're going to start hibernating and heading to the deep end of the pond, and there won't be much interaction. Although, the way global warming has been, it hasn't been getting that cold lately, and it used to be I would get iced over and stuff in the wintertime, but last couple of years, not much ice. Anyway, the NFL has changed because of COVID on how business is done. IR has changed because now you can put people on short-term IR, 3 weeks. And you've got an expanded practice roster, and teams are learning how to use the IR and the practice roster to protect players that they want to keep on the team, and they kind of play these games. For example, Brandon Knight, they actually hoped to bring back. They ended up releasing him so that way Lyle Collins could get back on the roster, thinking that he would clear waivers and they'd sign him to the practice squad so they would have him. Unfortunately, Baltimore picked up his rights, and he never showed up, of course, to Baltimore. We still don't have a resolution on that one. I guarantee that the NFL is not going to let players just say, no, I'm not going to report, because then everybody would say, no, I'm not going to report. And you know how the NFL is. There's Big Wizzy right there, the orange and black one. So the Cowboys cut Nick Ralston, our fullback, earlier in the week, figuring that most teams don't want fullbacks. Most teams really do not use fullbacks. And they figured that that would be a safe guy to cut and be able to bring back and put him on the practice squad. And that, in fact, is what just happened. Nick Ralston is back with the Dallas Cowboys on the practice squad. And it's funny because as kids, we all look and say, man, I want to be a pro football player, Oh, man, I want to be, yeah. But the reality is, it's great for some. Others, you never really get out the starting gate. And when you're a guy like Nick Ralston, who you get cut, you got a new contract, you got cut, you've been put on the practice squad, there is no stability in it. I remember when Ainsley Battles, a player used to play for Jacksonville as well as Pittsburgh, was telling a story, and I know you guys have heard me say this numerous times. What he says is when you get cut and have to go to another city, that's on you. You got to pay for that. There's no guarantees that when you get there that you're going to have a job. You could be in for a week and immediately cut. It's just the way it is in the NFL. And this one player was cut and re-signed like 8 times. 8 times in the season. It got so bad, and it got to be so like a regular thing, that one of the times they forgot to tell him that he was cut. They had taken out all of his stuff out of the locker and put the new guy's stuff in. He shows up for practice, sits down in the locker, and his shoes don't fit. The other guy comes around and is like, yo, bro, what you doing in my locker? So he's sitting there, and he looks up and realizes it's a different name on his locker. Yeah. Football is a tough business. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. You can be cut at a moment's notice. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter what your contract says. And this is where it's always so funny, because we always hear fans and people say they need to take a team discount. Take one for the team. Have you ever known the team to take one for the player? Yeah. They don't. So, that's where we are here during this bye week for the Dallas Cowboys. I'm Mark Holmes, and I'm glad I'm not swimming with the fishies. The water's kind of cold right now. Peace.